Hey Sagittarius, this is your video look at the astrology of January 2021. Happy New Year. Yeah, you survived 2020. It was a little bit difficult with your planet Jupiter being in a bit of a tight spot with Saturn and Pluto. So it's moved on. You're in a new year-long chapter. Jupiter is now in Aquarius, so the next 12 months for you, sort of minus a few months, because Jupiter will go into Pisces. It'll dip into Pisces from May into July. We'll talk about what that means another horoscope. But what you need to know right now is that you are in a new time. So you're in Aquarius time. What's Aquarius time? So number one, this is a part of your, this is a sign rather, that's about voice. It's about what you believe in. It's about the mind and ideology. It's about humanity, collective. It's about social connection. Aquarius is an air sign, so you need to connect. You need to speak. You need to do things. This is the part of your astrology chart that talks about speaking, listening, the mind. You're going to be very curious over the next 12 months. You're going to be taking classes, you're going to be writing, maybe you're actually giving the class, because Sagittarius, you know a lot. That's just sort of your, what you are as a sign. So Saturn is also in Aquarius. So Jupiter and Saturn, they had their big meetup, they had their conjunction, the kind of what's called the Great Conjunction on December 21st, same day as the solstice. So you are in a powerful new time, a time where, you just can't say anything. So, Sagittarius has a little bit of reputation for just kind of off-the-cuff remarks. Saturn is in the room. So this is a time where you have to be very mindful of what you're saying. You have to be the authority. Everything you say that comes out of your mouth, every thought that you think has to have that sort of maturity to it. So if you are starting a manuscript, if you're doing more speaking engagements, if you're doing more teaching, like how do you take that next step up in your personal development and in your life? That said, it's a new year. January's astrology, and I'm just being real, it's not easy astrology. It's going to push some buttons. You're in a very different camp than, say, some of the other zodiac signs. Overall, this is a month that's really trying to press and to just kind of create some friction between the old and the new. And for you, it's kind of focus on the mind. The other focus is on how do you organize your day-to-day life, how do you take care of your body, how do you kind of create the systems and networks that you need to create. So maybe there's just a lot of like movement and rearrangement that's happening in 2021 for you. That said, Sagittarius, you are coming off of eclipse season. There was eclipse season in December, very end of December, but December 14th was a solar eclipse in Sagittarius. If you had a birthday on December 14th, it's going to be a powerful new year for you, a powerful new year of change, new beginnings, kind of plus or minus a few days if it's not the 14th exactly. So I say that because even though that was last month, that sort of energy is still coming with you into January, and there's going to be points where that energy of the eclipses are going to be activated. It's probably not going to be till a couple months from now, but sometimes eclipses take a month to really make themselves known. So this is a new time for you, Sagittarius. It's also about relationships. That lunar eclipse on this November 30th, it was November 30th, but it's still a big part of the astrology right now. So pay attention to relationships. All relationships, how you connect to people, romantic relationships, non-romantic relationships, because it's a time about new people coming in. You have the South Node in Sagittarius right now, which means it's kind of less about what you want. It's more about what other people want. Maybe you think you can do it all, but you need help. You need other people. So don't forget to ask for help. Don't forget to reach out. Don't forget to network as you go through some bumpy astrology this month. So let's talk about that more. Mars, it's been in Aries, your sign of creativity, self-expression, passion, since the end of June. Now it's a very long time for Mars to be in any sign. That's 6 months, normally it's 6 weeks. So when Mars goes into Taurus on 6th of January, it's going to feel like a breath of fresh air, or maybe it's going to feel like it's really kicking in this new year in a new way. Taurus for you is about work, it's about projects, but it's also about your relationship with your body, how you eat, how your fitness, making changes in your diet and fitness and changes in your day-to-day life. And that part of your astrology has actually had a lot going on the past 2 years. I tell people go back to May of 2018, March of 2019, because those were the months that a planet walked into this sign. And since then, you've been in a 7-year period. Now you got 5 years left, maybe a little bit less at this point, where you have to have a radically different relationship with your body, different relationship with work, different relationship with day-to-day life and how you organize and structure your day-to-day life. And your Uranus is trying to get you out of your way. So here comes Mars. And so whatever story began 2018, 2019 now kicks into gear. So this part, I think I mentioned, is about fitness and nutrition. So if you've been trying to make some radical changes or some much needed changes in how you relate to your body or take care of your body, Mars is going to kick it into the next level. And of course, it's the start of the new year, normally the time when we're thinking about, physical, like making positive changes in our physical life already. So keep this in mind. This is an area that really needs new beginnings, new initiatives. But then you've got Saturn. Mars is going to make what's called a square to Saturn on January 13th, and this is some pretty intense energy. But it's more asking. It's asking you to kind of see things differently. It's kind of to assess how you've been educated about certain things, like maybe your beliefs and how you think your day has to run, or your beliefs and how you take care of your body. Maybe you're sort of stuck in one gear and Uranus is trying to get you into a very different gear and a much needed gear. So there's sort of this tension that's happening back and forth. On the 14th of January, Uranus is going to turn direct. It's been retrograde. I think it's been retrograde since September. I'm not quite sure about that, but it's around then. So now Uranus is direct, where you might see another milestone in this story that's been happening since March 2019, May of 2018, and this sort of change in your physical life. And physical life is like routine, it's the structure of your day-to-day life, it's making sure you eat your vegetables, brush your teeth, kind of do those sort of things, take your vitamins. The day before, also on the 13th, there's going to be a Capricorn new moon. Now, Capricorn is a part of your chart that saw a lot of focus in 2020, and to be fair, also in 2018 and 2019. Capricorn is one of your money signs, and this new moon is going to be in the same place in the sky as Pluto. Now, Pluto has been in Capricorn since January of 2008, 13 years ago. There has been some bigger story around money, material stability, material worth, self-worth that has been happening since then. So whatever story has been happening for 13 years, this new moon is like the next milestone, the next stop, the next chapter in this story. So pay attention to what's happening with your money story, some of the powerful changes that you're needing to make around money. Pluto in this part of the chart, you've probably seen a lot of big changes and really trying to find your power, your value, your worth, or a very different relationship with your material needs and your material life. So maybe you're making some new powerful initiatives in the financial department, saving more, needing to kind of organize and clear things up, because Pluto is about wealth. And maybe in a way, the last 13 years have been about creating wealth, wealth that is maybe appropriate for you and what you need, but nevertheless, Pluto is wealth. So how do you set some powerful financial goals going into 2021? But it might need a shift in how you see things. It might need new education. Maybe you're taking classes on financial literacy, or something that's going to help you get a foothold into 2021. Of course, I know that money is a big theme for a lot of people right now. I know 2020 has been difficult for people, so maybe this is a positive influence in your life. That said, Mars, moving back over to Taurus, that part of your chart that talks about work and health, Mars and Uranus meet up on January 20th. So pay attention to that. There's going to be a lot of dynamic astrology that's happening in January 2021 in particular, but throughout 2021. And there's something new that's trying to come in. And so that Mars-Uranus conjunction on January 20th might speak to that more. By then, the sun is in Aquarius. The sun is meeting up with Jupiter. It's meeting up with Saturn. It's meeting up with Saturn on the 23rd. The first time, incidentally, that the sun has conjunct Saturn in Aquarius since the 90s. It's been a long time. So pay attention to what's happening around that date, the 23rd, because that story, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between two big areas of your chart, but that story is going to give you a lens to what's happening with that part of your life, writing, speaking, communication, learning, thinking, travel. That's going to bring you forward into March of 2023, the duration that Saturn is going to be in Aquarius. Maybe you're starting a book. Maybe you're trying to get your voice out there. Maybe you're trying to promote your philosophy or promote how you see things. That said, there is a Leo full moon on the 28th of January. It highlights the part of your chart that does talk about faith and truth and meaning and beliefs and foreign travel, which I realize we're not doing a lot of foreign travel right now, or long distance travel. So normally I would say this is a time of trips or long distance trips. Maybe that's happening somehow, just kind of putting that out there. That said, maybe you need to kind of see things differently. Maybe you need to kind of look out there in the world or connect to the world in a much different way. But that full moon is really going to activate dynamically a lot of this friction in the sky that's happening in January 2021. So really pay attention to the themes and the stories that are happening, because they are opening something that you're going to work through for the rest of 2021. That said, the irony is that it's not an unfamiliar story. It's just been these two parallel stories that were happening 2018, 2019, 2020 come to a head. 2021 is the year that they come to a head. I feel, it's my personal theory, that 2020 was the year that needed to clear a lot of new space. But here you are, you got new space. Sagittarius, I know you're optimistic, you love a challenge, you want to kind of go out there and out in the world and sort of find something to fill this new space with. So nevertheless, you got space to fill this month. You got to reorganize some things and rearrange your day-to-day life to make more space. So that said, that's your look at the astrology of January 2021. My name is Katie Sweetman. This is Empowering Astrology. You can follow me on empoweringastrology.com for more daily content. Also, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. So be well, be safe, and until next month, bye.